On today's show,
we discuss the Cavs crushing the Raptors, late-night casino hangs, and the 2015-16 All-NBA teams.
Jamal Crawford is here to tell us which of his teammates can cross over as well as he can.
And we revisit the kick felt round the world in a brand new edition of the Meme Team.
It's Thursday, May 26th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to the starters. Whether you're listening to the podcast or joining us live on NBA TV and or YouTube a little bit later, we're happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tass Mellis.
My intros are super awkward.
To his right, it's the international man of mystery, taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lily, that's not awkward either. And last, certainly not least, over there, starters blog editor, Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
Hey-yo! TK, what do you got?
I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at #TheStarters. And guys, I hate to say it, but last night the Raptors got smoked like a plate of meat in a Montreal delicatessen. It got so bad, in fact, that even Dwayne Casey was being heckled by this one Cleveland Cavaliers fan who took umbrage at him crossing the center line, telling him, "Get back on your side. You're in Cleveland now." Guess he didn't like Dwayner's sideline defense. But it brings us to today's question. Now that the series is headed back to Toronto, what would you yell at Ty Lue if you had courtside seats? Me, I'm keeping it simple, hitting him with a loser, loser. But then when he notices me, I'm changing it to lose your last name. Because I hate confrontation and I'm bad at fighting. But we want to hear from you. Let us know on Twitter. What would you say to Ty Lue if you had courtside seats? Send us your best answers at #TheStarters. We'll hear from you a little bit later.
All right.
That was a corned beef joke off the top there, but I'm okay with that.
I've also never been to Montreal. I've just heard they got great smoked
They
dogs.
do.
Great
Oh,
smoke
they do.
meat, Great
Yeah,
smoke meat. All right.
yeah.
We have a fun show tonight. Clippers guard, three-time NBA Sixth Man of the Year award winner Jamal Crawford will join us live in studio, so that'll be great. And, of course, brand new edition of the Meme Team. But let's start with a little Is This News? We had to bring it back this week because we got some great headlines. Trey's rounding them up. He's going to pitch them to us. We determine whether or not they're actually news. It's as simple as that. Trey, first headline.
Our first headline comes from ESPN, and it reads, LeBron James says he didn't believe this was a really adverse situation. Is this news?
Yeah, this is news because he was right. He knows that when they went to Toronto in Game 3 that they weren't ready to play. After 10 straight wins to open the playoffs, he gave the Raptors plenty of confidence. It bled into Game 4, those two losses. Now that confidence is gone. They plucked it away. They showed up for Game 5. They kind of just overlooked the Raptors a little bit in Game 3 and Game 4. He decided, yeah, let's get back focused. And now I think that confidence is gone, and I think this series is over.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree after that performance last night because even if the Raptors do win Game 6, obviously Game 7 will be back.
I mean, it's over.
Yeah,
Game 6 is gone. Yeah, it's different going home the second time after losing like that than the first time.
But you know what, though? I think the Raptors actually rocked the Cavs, and I think LeBron will probably appreciate this because they were cruising along, hadn't had a loss at all, and then they get two in a row. And it just sort of gets them back on track. They're seeing what's happening right now with the Golden State Warriors as well. Anything can happen in the playoffs. The Raptors weren't ready to go last night. There's no doubt about it. They just, from the start, it was like a 15, 20-point game in the first quarter, and the Cavs just cruised from there. But that's what you want from LeBron. When your leader's like, guys, we weren't good enough, let's go out there. He led the way. Cavs got an easy win. Now they've got to go and close the door in Game 6.
You guys aren't upset, though, by the actual headline of LeBron, in a way, sort of disrespecting the Raptors?
No.
Just because what? It's a fact?
What's he going
to say, right? Like, he's asked, hey, were you worried? I mean, he's the leader of this team. He can't say, hey, I'm worried. I just think now the Cavs aren't going to go winless on the road in this series. LeBron's not going to allow that to happen. They're going to win a road game in this series, and it's going to be Game 6.
And he's asked about it, and he's right. He's played in many series, much more difficult situations, so to speak, where his team is down 3-2. A couple come to mind. Of course, against the Celtics, 2012 East Finals. That's the game where LeBron goes like 45 and 15. They're down 3-2. They force a Game 7, and then they get that. And then the Ray Allen game also comes to mind. They're down 3-2 in the finals, 2013, and they beat the Spurs with the shocking Ray Allen shot and then go on to win Game 7. So, I mean, he really is he's like, no, I wasn't all that worried because I've been in really adverse situations, and this really isn't it. It's tied 2-2. You said it, Tass, as we were heading off the show last night. The Cavs in Toronto, they shot a whole bunch of three-pointers. and you thought they would get back to sort of cutting those in half and attacking the basket, and that's exactly what they did to pick up the Game 5 win.
It's been a good season either way, Toronto. A great season.
All right, Trey, next headline.
Our next headline comes from the Toronto Sun, and it says, DeMarre Carroll and Corey Joseph put reps online with late-night casino visit. Is this news?
Oh, my God.
This is so fun.
This
They're
is,
up in the casino.
Yeah, this is not news. This is absolutely dumb. This is, to me, almost even worse than the old Kyle Lowry bathroom break at the end of Game 2. And the only reason we were talking about it is because we had a blowout, and all these writers need something to write about because it's not a lot of fun to talk about a 40-point blowout. So, oh, wow, two guys were seen the morning of walking around the casino. There's nothing in this story. Oh, they're drinking, they're stumbling. They're up late is this story. And it's not even that late.
I'm going to argue that it is a story because I'm usually in bed at 2 a.m. and so should they.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it makes no sense. That's how bad it got. My mother-in-law texted me and said, 2 Raptors were out at a casino, and that's why the Cavs won.
Yeah, I know.
That's how much it's rolled over into actual casual fans thinking that this has happened because it's a headline in the Toronto
I
Sun.
know.
It
That's why it's
absolutely
ridiculous.
Makes no sense. These guys are up late at night. It happens.
This is just clickbait. I think that's all he's trying to shame.
Would they have written it if they had won?
Oh, exactly.
No.
Of course not.
No.
But Michael Jordan was accused of going gambling during the finals.
Yes.
And
winning.
came out and winning. So, yeah, but again.
More gambling. The Raps need to gamble.
The guy said their hotel's right near the casino.
It's attached
They're up
to
late.
the team hotel, yeah.
There's not really anything else for them to do. I mean, you don't want them going out anywhere else. They're just strolling around. Nothing story.
They're also grown men. They're grown men that aren't playing a game until 8:30 at night.
Who have carried the Raptors. Corey Joseph has been incredible this entire postseason. DeMarre Carroll had a worse shooting night in Game 4 when apparently he didn't go to the casino. I mean, it doesn't make
Yeah.
it
Maybe
doesn't
they
make
should
sense.
start gambling.
It doesn't add up. Okay, it's not a headline. It's not news. Trey, final one here, though.
Our final headline comes from NBA.com, and it says, Curry and James lead 2015-16 All-NBA First Team. Is this news?
Well, yeah, this is news, and let's
Yes,
take
the All-NBA teams.
Yeah, this is big. Let's take you through the 3 All-NBA teams. Start with the first team, of course. It's Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook as your guards, your forwards LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard, and your center DeAndre Jordan. And
Surprising.
We can get to that. A little bit of a surprise for some. Your All-NBA second team. Your guards, Chris Paul and Damian Lillard. That's big for a couple reasons that we'll get into in a second. Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, DeMarcus Cousins, the center on the All-NBA second team. And the All-NBA third team, also pretty good here. Kyle Lowry, Klay Thompson, Paul George, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Andre Drummond. So news, but is there any particular names that you see on this list that are sort of either surprising to you or for maybe financial reasons or even more shocking?
I think the biggest name isn't on that list is James Harden. That is surprising. MVP runner-up last year, isn't one of the best 6 guards this season, and I say kudos to the voters for not making him one of the best 6 guards. Those names, it's a tough year for guards for him to get in. Curry, Westbrook, CP3, Lillard, Klay, and Lowry. Yeah, James Harden put up the numbers, but he didn't lead his team. I would find it difficult to put him on one of those teams. He'll get there next year. As Trey mentioned, he is going to be extremely motivated going into next season. But those 6 names I just mentioned, he wasn't better than them. He wasn't as consistent. So I kind of say kudos to the voters, although he was basically next on the list when you look down the voting breakdown to get on there. But I'm surprised that he didn't make it, but I think it's the right move.
DeMarcus Cousins, though, makes it as the center on a losing team. But
Yeah, but it's a different kind of losing.
I understand.
But they had a pretty crazy season, though, in Sacramento. But
Yeah,
the
that
big,
is surprising. Center's a weak position, though. There's a difference there.
I think the big winner is Damian Lillard, making an All-NBA
Yeah,
team.
about $12.5 million he just earned himself with the Derrick Rose rule.
And of course, he wasn't an all-star as well this year, but he really kicked on in the second half of the season. I think the voters noticed that and awarded him for it.
Yeah, DeAndre Jordan, the first, or actually I guess second player in NBA history to make an All-NBA first team without making the All-Star game that same year. Pistol Pete, way back when. Yeah, take a break. When we come back, Jamal Crawford joins us live in studio. Welcome back to the Starters, where we're absolutely thrilled to introduce our next guest. It's Clippers shooting guard, 3-time NBA Sixth Man of the Year winner, Jamal Crawford. Jamal, thanks for joining us.
Honored to be here.
We really appreciate it.
I watched you guys enough on TV. It's about my time to
Okay, good. I love it.
come
Well,
join you guys.
well, if you've watched the show, then I need to fess up right off the get-go here. All right, we were making our end of the year predictions for
You
awards.
didn't have me winning 6-man, but it's okay.
I didn't.
I saw.
We had you last year
Yep.
when you didn't win it.
Yeah.
That's when
see?
you should have won it for sure.
So my bad.
balanced out.
Apologies for not picking you because you
That's
picked up
okay.
your third one. But my question is, were you surprised at all this year when you did set NBA history by winning your third 6-man?
It was a weird thing because we revamped our bench. You know, obviously bringing Lance, bringing Josh, Paul, Pablo, Wes, everybody. So
Yeah.
it wasn't even on my radar, honestly. And then towards January, we started winning. And I think all those type of awards come when you win. You know?
Right.
So for us, we started winning and people started talking about it a little bit more. And towards the end of the season, I had a pretty good feel, but wasn't still totally sure. And then when I got the call, I was really surprised.
Yeah, you put up some monster numbers though. Like
Yeah.
come March, as we get closer to the end of the season, you were putting up 20 a game, so that definitely helped. What do you do with the now 3 trophies? Do you like put one in one room, one in the kitchen, or do they?
No, they all stay together.
They all live
They're
together.
a family, yes.
Oh,
They all
okay.
stay together, yeah. No, they're all in my office at home. Right now, they're at the Clippers facility, actually. And when I go home, I'll take them with me.
Nice.
You think they should rename it the Jamal Crawford 6-man of the year now, or wait until after you're retired?
It'd be kind of weird while I'm still playing. So, yeah, so I think we should do it in 10 years when I retire.
You got a couple more years still to go, anyways.
Well, yeah,
for
that's
sure.
the next question here. You've played, I believe, 16 years.
Yes.
You just turned 36 not too long ago. How
Did
much-
I? I
yeah,
stopped counting.
yeah. But you also don't age. I'm convinced you're like Benjamin Button. You look like you're getting younger. What is? I guess 2 questions. What's your secret? And how much longer do you plan on playing?
Well, the first part of it, I think just clean living.
Yeah.
Obviously, I thought this was coffee, but it's water, so that's a good thing. But just taking care of myself, you know, being in love with the game. I think when you've been in it a long time, you start to get sidetracked just a little bit. So I've stayed true to basketball. I've always stayed in shape. I look at it like if you take a job and you're away from home for 9 months, you take that time off, you come back home, you turn on the lights and they start popping, the car doesn't start, so I just keep going. And it's worked for me, it really has. And I think style of play has really helped. And then just God, being blessed to not have any serious injuries in a long time.
So this is a big summer once again for you.
Yes.
Free agent.
Yeah.
You obviously you're not announcing your retirement here on the Starters by any means. Yeah. So what are you excited for this summer heading into free agency?
Very excited. Obviously, it's no secret the cap and everything that's going on with the league is growing. And to actually be in this field, a free agent, kind of control your destiny. I'm very, very excited about it.
Do you hope to stay with the Clips?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's my first preference,
Yeah.
you know, but we've seen some crazy things happen in July over the years. And obviously, I think they want to make it work. I want to make it work. So that's definitely the first priority. But if not, you kind of go back to the drawing board and go from there.
Absolutely. All right. Well, one more sort of silly question here before we get to an even sillier game with you. We gotta know, Jamal. What happened to the D band?
Oh my God!
Do you remember
guys
the
found
D-band?
that? All right, so listen, let me give you the real story. A guy said, "Hey, I got $5,000 cash. I'll give you this. Just take a picture with this." I'm like, "5,000 to do this? That's it? I'm a rookie. I need all the dollars I can get."
Like
so I took it. That was
anyone
it.
that had like Slam magazine back in the day remembers these ads with the very unique headband there, Ron Artest, and there you are. You look sort of startled. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I was. I couldn't believe I got 5,000 to put that on.
I'm glad you got the 5,000.
Yeah, that's not bad. All right. Well, look, you are still, even at the age of 36, you're sort of the king of the crossover. You're on the short list for some of the best handles in the league. Curry, Kyrie, and your name is always on that short list, as I said. So we figured since you know so much about crossovers,
Yes.
that we thought we'd ask you to assess how well some of your Clipper teammates have crossed over into other professions.
Oh, wow.
It's a simple game we call crossing over
Let's do it.
with Jamal Crawford, all right? So, our first Clippers teammate that we'll ask you to assess in crossing over, Blake Griffin, okay? Blake Griffin, we just recently saw him in a very memorable appearance on Comedy Central's Broad City. Great show, showing some faux frontal nudity there with a lot of, and, you know, this isn't the only thing he's done acting-wise. How would you assess Blake crossing over to become an actor?
I haven't seen that, actually. But I've seen all his commercials, and, and my kids love him. I think he's great, and I think his actual personality away from, you know, the court when he's very intense and very serious comes out in the commercials. So I think he does an excellent job.
Yeah, he seems always very, very funny in any of
He
these
is hilarious.
in any of these
He is
commercials.
hilarious. That's his
like-
true personality. When it's just us in the room, he's one of the class clowns.
Okay.
He's pretty comfortable on camera. Like,
He
every
is.
time
He does
you
a
see
good
him, yeah.
job.
They just got nude apparently on
Yeah.
that show. He's very comfortable. All right, next one here, JJ Redick.
Okay.
Killing it in the podcast game.
Yes.
He's the host of the Vertical Podcast with JJ Redick. You just joined him not too
just
long
joined him,
ago.
yes.
Had a great conversation with him. How well has Redick crossed over into becoming a podcaster?
I think he's been great because no matter what's going on with our team, if we win a game, lose a game, he's been terrific as far as making sure he gets it done. He's very thorough, very detailed. He does his research.
Yeah?
He really does. He's like you guys. He does his research before he asks the tough questions. So I think he's done a terrific job, and hats off to him being the first guy in the league to have a podcast.
Yeah, I like the passion he's bringing to it.
Yeah,
for
he's
sure.
doing great.
You're right. You could. I mean, look, we do our podcast every Fridays. It sounds at times like we just flip on the mics and talk, but you're right. You got to put a little work into it. He does his homework. All right, next one here. Love this one. All right. A pair of Clipper teammates.
Okay.
Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan. They have recently been all over the conference finals commercial breaks starring in State Farm's ad there called The Hoopers. CP3 playing the role of Mr. Hooper.
Yes.
DJ, the gigantic Mrs. Hooper.
Yeah.
How well have CP3 and DJ crossed over into maybe one of the weirdest families of all time?
They made that weird family normal. So I think they've done a good job. I really do. Even seeing the antics that DJ makes and the mannerisms, that's him. You know, Chris is. He has that deadpan kind of look sometimes, so they did a good job with that.
And DJ making an All-NBA today.
First team, that's
Have you
huge.
talked to him?
Yeah, I
about
did. I
that?
texted him a congrats before I came here, and he was really excited. I'm happy for him.
All right, two more. Paul Pierce's daughter, she wanted a llama for her 5th birthday last weekend.
I love it. I love it.
And she got one. Look, she got one. Saturday, The Truth
love it.
sharing these photos of the llama there on Instagram.
Think about it. If you would have had those pictures and not showed them with the world, we'd be like, we wouldn't have known about it.
You're right.
For your kids, you do anything, and it shows he's a dad first. I love it.
So how well has he crossed over into apparently being a zookeeper?
He has a big house, so he has room. I think he's done well.
Okay, good. Final one here. This last one doesn't involve a teammate.
Okay.
But it's too good not to get your opinion on this. The true crossover king, Justin Bieber.
Bieber?
Yeah. He's back at it again, showing
man.
off his sick handles. Now, this is the classic clip.
Yeah, this is a year or two ago.
Yeah, but now
That was
he
a
has.
shot clock. Oh, okay.
Stare down.
He has a new clip out there where he's showing off the crossover. So, how well has Justin Bieber, Jay Bieber, crossed over into being Jay Crossover?
He got some handles.
Yeah?
Yeah, he got some handles. He definitely, you could tell he got lost in it. You know, he was zoned out. So he can jump. And then at the end of it, he made the shot. That's always important.
That's
all that counts.
That's all that
always
matters.
important.
I highly recommend you check out the new clip of Justin Bieber. We'll have it in our meme team, actually. Jamal, we can't thank you enough for
Thank
coming
you guys
on.
for having me.
Anytime
Appreciate
you're
it.
back here in the Atlanta region.
Anytime.
You're on the starters, fifth starters. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we do have a brand new edition of the meme team. Oh, LeBron makes an appearance. I believe Draymond Kicks makes an appearance. Come on back. Back with the starters, we wanted you to tell us what would you yell at Tyronn Lue if you had courtside seats up in Toronto for Game 6. You've hit us up on Twitter, hashtag the starters. Trey, you have a few of the best answers.
Yeah, amidst the sea of Allen Iverson jokes, we found these. This one comes from Clint, who says he'd yell inspirational quotes from David Emil Durkheim, the father of sociology, because Tyronn Lue studied sociology at Nebraska.
Whoa,
Interesting.
deep.
Way to go
Neat.
deep, yeah.
Hamish says, how do you even pronounce your name? Good question. It's Tyronn Lue, like Toronto. Tass just came up with that during the break.
Yeah, smart.
And finally, Paul says, I would tell him to have fun in the finals. Sorry, Raps fans.
Get out of here, Paul.
Get out of here, Paul.
Every Thursday, guys, we scour the internet to bring you the meme team, our favorite weird and wacky moments from the past 7 days in the NBA world.
At number 5, the LeBron flop in Game 3 versus Toronto. Got hit. The internet went to work. Guess who's back? It's Lance!
What?
Lance,
Oh!
blow it over! Don't stop, Lance! Don't stop! Keep going! Yeah, you got him. Real nice. Our meme team wouldn't be complete without a crying Jordan face.
Wow.
Barstool Sports, you outdid yourself.
Oh, that's good.
Amazing.
Well done.
Pretty good. At number 4, damn, Bieber! Back at it again with the crazy crossovers! The Biebs is back, showing off the handles.
Man.
Like
A different
he did
defender this time,
a
at
couple
least,
years-
anyway.
Yeah, just as brutal defense.
Yeah.
Right.
But there they are, split screen. I mean, he gets low.
That's
Yeah.
his move.
That's his move.
Number 3, 2 of the Inside the NBA hosts had a 3-point contest. Kenny and Chuck. Chuck and Shaq? No! Ernie Johnson destroying Charles Barkley.
Wow.
He went 10 for 20. Charles went 7 for 20. 10 for 20 puts him in some serious company in the 3-point. On top of all the company, him and David Aldridge having some fun here. Ernie, hey, a choke, David. Oh.
At number 2, following a Game 4 loss, Klay Thompson mistakenly thinks the Warriors had 40 assists.
I mean, we had 40 assists. That's a positive, but Is that right? Nope, never mind. 15. Sheesh. Way off. So we did not do. We needed another too low of a number.
Oh man, Clay was flustered there.
Sheesh.
And
Keep
he's
his
not the
composure.
only one confused by the box score. Kyle Lowry after Game 5. What are those stats? As he's reading. And he's not the only one to figure out, or couldn't figure out the box score. He couldn't figure out how to answer questions.
Kind of like deja vu all over again for you guys up here 4 times in this building. 110 points you guys have lost by in those 4 games. What's the difference between here and at home where you've defeated them 4 times?
I don't know.
That's the truthful answer. At number 1, Draymond Green's kick felt round the world and all through Steven Adams' bones. Well, Bleacher Report, he made some
Final round. Fight.
nice. OKC fans came to his defense. Protect Adams' Kiwis, of course. Some fantastic signs out there. Block that kick, protecting the family jewels down under. Dear Mr. Green, your policy has been canceled due to non-claimant. The first 2 were good. And the cutest supporter of them all, Lil Stash Bro. Steven Adams posted it to his Twitter account. He loved it so much. All sports media was discussing the kick, so Trey composed a list of TV-friendly terms for the groin area. The Dan Patrick Show discussed it.
We have this list from NBA.com's Trey Kirby of ways to say groin. You got below the belt, down below, midsection. This one's good. Hibberts. I'm uncomfortable saying this, but genitals. Hogwarts.
What Hogwarts?
Charles Dickens. I don't get that at all. Carl Pickens. I like that.
I don't.
How about this one? Ham sandwich. You got kicked in the ham sandwich.
gotta
You
rate
kind
the
of know
ham
what that
sandwich.
means.
Yeah.
Gumby and pokey. The roundies.
That's again. That sounds like what Men in Blazers would say.
Yeah, I think Trey might be Australian.
How
so
about,
Kiwis too?
Trey, you're Australian, right?
Yeah, Australian, Canadian, I'm everything.
Man of the world.
Gotta take one more break. When we come back, the actual Australians. Very solid play. Or are you American?
Bit of both.
Back with the starters. Lee, the Raptors lost by 500 points in Game 5. Do they at least get the very solid play?
Unfortunately not, but we do have our first playoff double-ender.
Oh,
Starts
yes!
with Kyrie. And look at this, the old no-dribble fast break. Beautiful, ends with a 3-pointer. Let's just check it out one more time. Here's LeBron over to Tristan Thompson. He finds Kyrie, and the Cavs love it when it ends up in Kevin's hands. That's what I call a very solid play.
A Canadian touched it, at least.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's true. All right, one game on tonight, guys. It is Thunder Warriors, the defending champs. On the brink of elimination. Can OKC close this out in 5? Or do the Warriors give us a Game 6? We'll find out at 9 p.m. Eastern on TNT. Tomorrow, the Drop Podcast. We'll get it up as early as possible. It's on iTunes, Google Play. We'll be back tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
All right, looking forward to that. Thank you for joining us, folks. And remember, the Hoopers are the American family dream.
Brace the night, people.